Lavash is the most famous and beloved type of bread in Armenia. Lavash is not just bread. For us Armenians, long ago lavash became the bearer of our identity, culture, and history. The baking of lavash is a whole ceremonial ritual. The key is preparing the dough. The baking of lavash is a sacred ceremony for Armenians, and that is why the Armenian female whispers blessing or recites kind words before preparing the dough. She believes that the dough has a magic power and memory, and the kind wishes will come true. Traditionally, leaven is not used for making lavash dough. Only sourdough starter is used. The starter is a small portion of dough which is kept for a long period from the previous baking. Having gone sour, it becomes natural yeast. The Armenian woman always makes a cross on the top of the dough when she finishes the kneading the dough. In this way, she asks for blessings of health on all persons who eat the lavash made from that dough and hopes that the lavash will be eaten on happy occasions. Then the dough is left to rise for a short time, which the dough is shaped into round lumps. Commonly, the lavash baking process is a group work in which 3-5 women take part. Each woman has her own role. The first one prepares the dough, the second one makes round lumps, the other rolls it out, and the last one bakes it. Traditionally, the lavash is baked in a tonir. A tonir is a cylindrical clay oven dug in the ground. From ancient times, Armenians have used clay tonirs for everyday baking. Armenia is rich with clay. Consequently, the pottery was quite advanced, and one branch of pottery was the making of tonirs. The tonir making process is a highly skilled craft, on which depends not only the tonir's quality, but also quality of the food prepared in it. The tonir gives every dish an Armenian flavor and aroma. The skillful Armenian tonir makers have passed along their experience, skills, and knowledge to the younger generation through the centuries. Alongside clay-walled tonir, the brick-walled tonir also became common. Note that Armenians do not replace the tonir or fill them with ashes, even if it is in disuse, for replacing the tonir is like demolishing your own home. Traditionally, the obligations of men and women are clearly delineated and distinct during the process of lavash baking. For instance, the making fire in tonir is exclusively the man's job. Grapevine wood and branches are most commonly used to kindle the tonir. In addition, the tonir is sometimes fueled with wood and dry dung. The process of lavash baking starts when the flames have settled down and the temperature is just right. Interestingly, not every woman is entrusted with the lavash baking, and not every woman can enter into the baking area. Skillful, healthy, happy women that have very good family participate in the lavash baking process, as the dough absorbs their energy and emotions and passes it onto those who eat it. The young girls help by carrying the dough lumps as they are ready, and thus the lavash baking traditions are transmitted to the next generations. Lively conversation is an integral part of lavash baking process. The baking area is transformed into a place where linguistic traditions and beliefs are shared.
Նստում էի թոնդրի կողքին, նայում էի, ոնց է իմ տատիկս լավաշ թխում։ Տատիկիս ավանդույթն եմ կատարում։ Տատիկս երբ որ թխում էր, պատամ էր թույլ էր խփում, թե ինչ կրակը շատ ուժեղ էր լինում։ Լավաշը ընկնում էր ներքև, կուտ էր լինում։
Ընդհանրապես ասում են, որ եթե հացը կուտ է գնում, ապա այդ հացը չեն ուտում։ Դա բերում է դժբախտություն, ասինքն կարող է մահանալ կինը կամ ամուսինը։ Սակայն Լավաշը միևնույնն է, դա հաջողություն է բերում։
The gentle and skillful movements of the Armenian women make the lavash baking process look easy. In fact, it requires a high degree of skills, experience, strength, and love. They literally make dough dance in their hands. Very quickly, stretch it over a special cushion, slap it against the tonir wall with one stroke, and finally, take it out from the tonir using a special hook. Making lavash is a serious business. The tasting of lavash starts in the baking area. It doesn't take much food to get started. Some cheese, onion, greens. This is fast food, Armenian style, a bertuch, or a wrap. The men may complete the tasting process with a cup of wine or vodka. It is impossible to indifferently pass by the baking area when the lavash is being baked and the aroma of fresh bread wafts through neighborhood. It is a tradition to entertain people who are at the right place at right time, as well as have a sincere conversation with strangers who are not strangers any longer because they shared the bread with them. The common meal builds a tie of acquaintance. Lavash is baked almost in every part of Armenia, except in some regions of Tavush and Lori provinces. It is interesting that lavash is distinguished by its size, thickness, shape, and method of kneading. For instance, in Syunik and Vayodzor provinces of Armenia, a special thin rolling pin called an ochlav is used, which makes the dough much thinner. Rolling technique is important. The thickness at the center and edges of lavash should be the same. The lavash baked here is considered as the highest expression of Armenian lavash making. Lavash lasts a long time. In some villages, it is baked at the end of autumn for the whole winter in large quantities. Lavash making is labor-intensive and time-consuming process, and that is why until present, people used to bake lavash for a long period in order to save not only fuel, but also labor. In the fall, lavash may be baked once for a couple of months, while in summer, once every 2 weeks. Lavash is kept in dry condition, and in any case of usage, water is sprayed on it and set aside for a while to restore the suppleness of the lavash. The Armenians use lavash just as any other bread, or they may use it to make a wrap and as a spoon. For instance, Armenians used to crumble lavash in the hash and several traditional dishes, and instead of spoon, they fold lavash to scoop up the thick soup. In Shirak province, people used to make banrakhash, which is cooked from the lavash, cheese, and fried onion. Lavash also has ceremonial significance, as it is considered a symbol of fertility and prosperity. For this reason, up to the present, lavash is laid over the shoulders of bride and groom, and a wish is made that they may always have bread and know the value of bread. Until present, the lavash is torn by hand because it is believed that the bread shouldn't be cut by a sharp instrument. Armenians believe that lavash also has curative properties. That is why, in former times, the baker sent the fresh bread to the house of a person who was ill, believing that lavash had healing powers. Today, lavash is used in traditional medicine. For instance, a lavash soaked in sweet water is laid on places where the person has pains. Lavash continues to be the best-loved form of bread in spite of the fact that many changes have taken place in Armenians' mode of life. The modern conveniences, for example electric stoves, are used to speed up the lavash making process in commercial settings, and industrial lavash making is a significant part of the Armenian bread market. However, when it comes to taste, lavash from a tonir has no competitors. All the seller needs to say is that the lavash is from a tonir to assure buyers of the quality and taste Armenians have come to love.